Good evening. We have 3 meetings scheduled for 7 o'clock. We will start with the Cunningham Township Board meeting. That will be followed by a public hearing on an annexation. And then we will have the regular meeting of the Urbana City Council. I'd like to call the meeting of the Cunningham Town Board to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Ammons, Mr. Brown,
Here.
Mr. Jacobson,
Here.
Mr. Madigan,
Here.
Ms. Marlin,
Here.
Mr. Roberts,
Here.
Mr. Smythe,
Here.
Mayor Pressing.
Here. The first item is the minutes of the previous meeting, which is July 13th, 2015.
Okay. Well, I'll move approval.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion by Roberts, seconded by Jacobson. Any additions or corrections? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Committee to verify bills. Michelle Mayall.
August bills, including July interim, town fund is $44,437.40. General assistance fund is $19,982.69.
Any questions? Motion by Smythe,
I'll second.
seconded by Roberts. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Reports of officers. Okay, we will move on. Petitions and communications. I have one, Reverend Dr. Evelyn Underwood. Would you like to talk? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Reverend Dr. Evelyn Underwood, and I want to try to speak as intelligently as I am able to about this situation. But I don't have as much information as I would like to have, and I have not been able to do as much research as I need to do. However, I feel that I need to speak to the situation. There are people who are hurting, and I cannot be silent. They need help, and they don't feel that they are getting the help that they need. I don't know the processes, I don't know the procedure, but I know they're hurting, and they don't feel that the township is assisting them to the extent, assisting them the way they need to be assisted. They don't need it. They don't feel that they're getting the help that they need, and they're talking to me. I haven't had an opportunity to talk to our alderman, and I assume that I don't know if they're in. I don't know what area they're in, but I know they're in Cunningham Township, and I know they are needing help now, and I'm just letting everyone know tonight. Now, I don't know whether they need to go through their people at school or the social workers, but they need help and they need assistance. And I'm just saying publicly that I don't know what to do to help them, but I know they need help, and they don't feel that they're getting the help that they need. So I want to make that known tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Evelyn? Bill?
Dr. Underwood, do you know if they've been to the township office and applied for and been denied, or anything else that you know about it that you can tell us?
They don't feel that they're getting the help that they need. So I assume that they have gone through the processes that they think that they should go through to get the help that they need. I can say this much, that they've gone around to try to get whatever they need through whatever sources that they thought was available to them, like the churches and other places. So they've tried the assistance through the township in every place but they've not been able to get the help that they need. So they're really feel that they don't have any recourse. And so I said that I would make it known tonight. And if I can get some information, I will get the information I can and provide it to them.
Do you know what kind of,
brochures or whatever.
do you know what kind of assistance it is that they're needing?
But I tell you what, I will not do. I will not get their names, but I will give information to them. Let me tell you, some people feel that they might get repercussions if their names are given or something like that. And I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm just giving information, public information, what they don't feel that they're getting, assistance that they need. And I wouldn't come here and be saying this if it weren't true.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take whatever information, but they are hurting and they don't feel that they're getting the information, the materials, the help, the assistance that they need. I don't know if any people have come to NAU. I don't know which areas, but I know they're in Cunningham Township. I don't know what areas Cunningham encompasses. I can't think right now.
It's inside Urbana city limits.
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
Urbana city limits, and I know some of the school district is outside. But I know it's Urbana people, and it's not Champaign people
Okay.
they were talking to me about it. So, and I'm sorry, did I answer your question?
Yes, I think so. I think we could talk to you at another time and try to find out a little bit more information. About
Okay. And I do whatever I can to try to assist. It's like when people come to, our church, they try to get help with food and other items and stuff like that. Generally I ask, where have you gone and what sources have you tried to? And they will tell me. And I try to question them, and then they tell me what they've done.
Okay, thank you.
And with what assistance, and then that's how I get the information.
Okay, Eric and then Aaron. Sorry.
So I think it would be, if the information could be gotten to Michelle or to us, even without the names, but more specifically as to whether it's food assistance or rental assistance or what specifically, or health care or mental health assessments, or any of the things that are encompassed by both what we do as a township and the kind of activities we support with our social service funding. I think with that entire array of things, if we know more specifically which type of problem it is, the people can probably be directed to the kind of help that is really important to them.
Yes. And I kind of come to the meetings and all, and I kind of hear what's going on, and I kind of know what kind of areas that is being dealt with by, the township and the cities and different things. So I'm not completely unaware. Mm-hmm. So I got a feel for it, but I don't know specifically the processes and the different procedures that they need to go through. But I do have an idea of different things that the city does and the township. But I don't know the different processes and the different procedures that people need to go through.
Okay, Aaron and then Dennis.
So, Michelle, if Dr. Underwood was to come to the office, or myself, is there a different set of requirements for each service that's offered or assistance that's offered, or is there a basic criteria that would allow one to benefit from whatever assistance might be available?
We only have the general assistance program right now. So anything that we cannot offer, we have a referral system for. The big referral that started in Champaign County is the 211 number that you can call, and you can explain to them your needs, and then they will give you referrals for, whatever it may be, whether it be food, or medical or, you know, whatever it is. But we start with the qualifications to see if they would qualify for our general assistance program first. And if they don't qualify for that, then we help them, you know, with other agencies. And 211 is anybody's best referral. Since they started that, they did away with like the pocket resource guide that Regional Planning Commission used to do. So 211 is the new referral system for Champaign County and the state of Illinois.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you.
Dennis?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I'm
going to
sorry.
take specific information that would be given by the individual who's looking for help during a meeting with the township supervisors and their assistants at the township office right across from the public library in Urbana on Green Street. And that's the place to start. And the referrals mean that, yes, if they don't do it for you, they may suggest you contact another office. And I'd like to again mention that on Tuesday morning at 10:30 at the corner of South Washington and Learman Avenue at the Learman Neighborhood Community Garden, there is a free produce harvest and distribution for those people who come. All you need to do is show up at 10:30 and you can take home a bag of fresh groceries.
My friend told me about that. I can't remember. Robin?
Yes,
Isn't it?
Robin
Yeah,
Arbiter.
and I have told people about that
Right.
earlier this summer at 10:30 on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays
And
at
I've
10:30.
told people about
You have
that
to
because
you have
she
to
said
arrive.
it wasn't necessarily people from their area.
Not necessarily.
People from their areas, and I have told people about that
Right.
who I thought might.
And we have served people from Champaign.
Hmm. But these happen to be people from Urbana that I knew that might need that service who happen to live in that area.
That's right.
That I'm reminded of that particular.
So good luck, and I'm sure
Mhm.
something good will happen from your comments.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to address the Cunningham Town Board? Okay, we will move on. I don't believe we have any unfinished business that we're going to deal with tonight. New business? No new business. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like at some point to get an update on how up to date we are on assessments in the county. And in particular, I'd like to understand, it looks to me as though, we've got a lot of good economic development going on. I don't think we've lost too many properties, and I'm wondering about, and maybe it just is due to understandable market forces, but I'm just really wondering why last year to year, our assessed value in Urbana only went up by 0.5%. So I'd really like to ask the assessor's office if they could, I know they've got a lot to do, but I'd like to ask them if they could somehow organize information that would help us to understand that.
I know we did have slowing down because of the recession, and then we have properties that go off the rolls, but we try to keep track of all the new things that come on and what leaves. I've asked CD to keep track of that, but certainly the assessor is the person that has the
Yeah.
official records.
So if we could, I guess I'd like for us to ask the assessor to prepare a briefing for us on that.
Okay, we could do that.
And next month if possible, but, whatever is feasible.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, then the next item is the closed and open sessions to consider. Is there anything new?
We don't need a closed session. I can give you an update in open session. The Attorney General finally filed his last brief this afternoon, which is the last brief in the case. I talked to the appellate court clerk last week. We expect the case to be set for oral argument in Springfield on the October oral argument calendar. And if it's on the October calendar, we can expect a decision by December. Under the rules, decision follows within 60 days of oral argument. I can't recall if I've ever had one take that long. I've had them as short as 7 days, as long as 6 to 7 weeks. They give themselves 60 days. So that would put it somewhere around the middle of December. Of course, they could take more time if they need it. I don't think the issues they have to deal with, while they're very important, I don't think they're very complicated. So I expect they'll follow their normal schedule.
Dennis.
Yeah, Mr. President,
Rooser.
how long do you think it would take to do the oral argument? Is it several days of distribution?
No, actually, I filed a motion last week asking them to increase the time for oral argument. Oral argument, they used to allow an hour per case. They cut that down a few years ago to 45 minutes, 20 minutes for the appellant, 20 minutes for the appellee, and 5 minutes for rebuttal. Since we have 3 distinct defendant groups with 3 different attorneys, the Attorney General, the State's Attorney, and me, and each of us is addressing different issues. We're not all talking about the same thing. We've each picked out what we wanted to address. I filed a motion asking them to allow a full oral argument for each of us. If they did that, then that means we'd have a morning or an afternoon, 9 to 12, or 1:30 to 4:30. But it would be scheduled for a particular day, and the calendar comes out weeks in advance. And they start on time, give or take 30 seconds or so in every case. They're very prompt. And they finish on time or a little bit early. So that's the amount of time they give us. In my view, the real purpose of oral argument is not so the lawyers can repeat what they've already written down, but so the court can ask questions of the lawyers.
Eric?
So I'm perfectly willing to forego the closed briefing this month, but I wonder if next month, if a majority of my colleagues wish, that we could get briefed in closed session in more detail about what arguments each of the defendants is presenting, and I don't know. I just feel as though I'm just really curious, and especially since we're, we have the ultimate responsibility for for dealing with either the disaster or the triumph that's coming.
That's fine. We can do that. In the last few months, we've had the Attorney General seeking a total of 4 extensions of time. Nobody else in the case sought extensions. It's normal for the Attorney General to seek extensions of time. And so while that process was going on, absolutely nothing else was happening in the case.
Okay. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.